Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd do a little unpacking video for the Star Wars Destiny booster packs that I got for Christmas. Everywhere is pretty much sold out at the minute. We're still waiting on restocks, certainly at my local gaming store, as well as all the online haunts that I usually go on. So I just thought I'd do a little unpacking of the couple of boosters that I got. Managed to get 13. My wife and my mother-in-law must have got them when the game first came out, and they've hid them on me until today, which was a nice surprise. Just before I get into the cards themselves, just wanted to show off the two packs of card sleeves that I got online. So I've got a bunch of sleeves ready for a hero and a villain deck when I get around to building some serious decks with the cards that I get in these boosters. So without further ado, let's get on to the first pack. There we go. Let's see what we get. So, our first thing is some kind of Jedi thing. Let's have a look at what it is. Force protection. Cool. I haven't got one of them yet, so that's nice. That goes with that. And we've got play the odds. Exhaust this support to reroll one of your yellow dice. If it rolls a resource, gain one resource. That's alright for one resource as well. Rebel War Room, Battlefield. I've already got one of them. Squad Tactics. Activate any number of your non-unique characters at once. Don't think I've got one of them. And pulling the strings, look at the top 3 cards of any deck, then place those cards on the top and or bottom of that deck in any order. I've had that played against me. I haven't got one yet though. That's cool. On to deck number 2. So there, these are me ones I've already got. Right, let's see what we've got in this one. Putting them in the bin as I go. Right, let's see. Ooh, what's this? This force training? It is force training. Excellent. Let's have a look at that. To play, spot a blue character. Special ability, choose and do 2 of the following. Deal a damage to a character, gain a resource, or give a character a shield. Pretty good for 2. That's an upgrade. That there. And then we've also got Underworld Connections. Exhaust this support to gain a resource. Decent. 2 support, put it down, and then you can get resources each turn if you need to. The Force is Strong. Action. Exhaust this support and discard a blue card from your hand to play another copy of that card from your hand for free. So you've got to have 2 copies of the card you want in your hand to play one of them for free. Okay. Tell you what, let's get a bit of organisation going. Got me blue, red, yellow. There we go, it's a bit better. Let's put them down there because I want to show off the dice cards that I get more than anything. Next one. Oh, well, we know we've got a Night Sister. Again, another first for me so far. So we've got another character. Action. Reroll the die. Deal 1 damage to this character. I think I'd rather get rid of cards than take the damage. Fair enough. So all my dice cards are blue so far. And we've got Retreat. Your opponent may take 1 action, then end the action phase. Could be good if you get onto a plan that they've got. Don't get cocky. I've already got 2 of these. Each player draws 2 cards. Isolation. Spot a blue character to remove a character die. I think I've got one of them. I've got 2. And feel your anger. Count the number of blanks showing on an opponent's dice. Remove that many of their dice. I think I've got one of them, so there's me 2. Obviously, you can have 2 copies of any card in the deck at max at most. Nice. So that's 3 packs down. On to number 4. Let's see what we get. Yes! Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Blue character only. Special ability. Give a character 2 shields or deal 2 unblockable damage to a character. So it's like giving you a defensive option for Luke's lightsaber on top of the normal ability for a lightsaber. So that's pretty good. And it's a legendary. Excellent. And then we've got Shoot First. Ambush. Resolve one of your yellow dice showing range damage. Then remove an opponent's dice showing range damage. Quite a nice trade. Enrage. Deal 1 damage to one of your blue characters to gain a resource, and it's free. I've got 2 of these already. I use this quite a lot with me, my current villain deck that I've been using. Intimidate. Remove all shields from a character. Very effective against Qui-Gon builds. And Patience. Remove any number of your dice, then discard cards from the top of an opponent's deck equal to the number of dice you just removed. I think I've got 2 copies of that already. Oh, I'm getting some swaps, but it's bound to happen. Very, very pleased. Now all I need is Luke himself, my favourite character. Let's see what we get in this bad boy. We have the Millennium Falcon. Another legendary. Get in. There it is. Special ability. Play a yellow event from your discard pile or hand for free. It's pretty good, that. But it's expensive at 5 resources. I think the ATST is 6 resources, so this isn't the most expensive card in the game. It's got a second legendary. Excellent. We've got All In. Resolve any number of your dice in the order of your choice. Very, very powerful under the right circumstances. And now we need to make a second pile. There's no way all of these are going to fit in the shot because I'm filming this on my tablet. I've got like an arm to lock it into position. Can't get it any higher, so this is the most cards I'm going to fit in the view. We've got Disturbance in the Force. Reroll a die. Reroll all dice. So for 1 resource, if your rolls have been crap and your opponents have been good, this is decent for a single resource. I haven't made a build for it yet, or one that takes it into account, but I suppose every card has its place. Street Informants. Support. Ambush. You may take 1 additional action after you play this card. Action. Exhaust this support to look at an opponent's hand. So it's basically, if you wanted to do it all in one go, it's free to play it, and straight away you can use it to look at your opponent's hand. Force Misdirection. Choose a symbol showing on one of your blue dice, then remove all of an opponent's dice showing that symbol. So with 13 packs, to be ahead of the curve, I'd like another 1 more legendary at least, and that I would consider that very lucky. I haven't had too many legendaries so far. We've got Balati. That's another card I've already got 2 of, so I've got to swap. Now, after an opponent's character is defeated, you may ready this character. I've already got him, so I'll leave him to one side. And we have a unique support card. The little symbol there means that it's unique, so while you can still have 2 copies in your deck, you can only have 1 of these in play at any one time. Action. Exhaust this support to look at the top 2 cards of a player's deck, then you may discard 1 of those cards and have that player draw the other. Surgical Strike. Remove any number of your red dice showing range damage, increasing each of their values by 1 to discard a support from play that costs equal to or less than the combined value of those dice. That's interesting. I haven't seen that one before. Lying in Wait. Force an opponent to choose and discard cards from their hand down to the number of cards you have in your hand. And then Defensive Stance. I think I've only got one of these. And I've got Qui-Gon. So I've been quite pleased if I got a second Qui-Gon. And then I could use Elite Qui-Gon, and then I've got 2 of these. He's very much a shield style of play, Qui-Gon Jinn. Straightforward, pay a resource, give a character 2 shields. And then there's some blue cards that let you regain event cards from your discard pile, so even though you can only have 2 of this in your deck, if you've got cards that can get it back, you can really keep piling those shields on, which is nice. Next one. And I'm certainly no expert at the game. If you want to listen to an expert speak about the game, go on to Just Play on YouTube, and they'll tell you what's what. Ooh, what's this? Is this a character? Is that Leia? It's not Leia, because Leia's a red character. So, what is this? Diplomatic Immunity. It's expensive. 4 resources. It's an upgrade, so let's see what it does. The shields from this die can be given to any of your characters, distributed as you wish. That's pretty good. So, rolling 4 shields, you could effectively split the die, which you're not normally allowed to do. So that's quite good. Expensive though, a 4. Although it has got a 2 focus on it as well, which in addition to the shields is pretty nice. So this would be something quite good to pair up with a Qui-Gon build, but you'd have to have a yellow character on the board to have this in your deck. I quite like Finn for a light side, or a hero character I should say. There's a 2 dice variant of Finn is quite good for damage, I find. Sorry, you're going there. The Best Defense. Deal 1 of your red characters 3 damage to remove up to 2 of an opponent's dice. So 3 damage, it's quite a lot really, considering the maximum health for any character at the moment is Vader with 13, so choosing to deal 3 damage to a character is that's a pretty big decision. Although at the same time, if you've got a character who's nearly dead, and it's pretty obvious that they're going to get focus fired, you could always take them out to get rid of 2 of an opponent's dice. Now, let's say those 2 dice are going to deal more than 3 damage, and it's likely that your opponent is going to decide to start chipping away at one of your main characters. You might decide to preempt that decision by forcing, essentially forcing your opponent's hands by removing the big damage dice, and then just dealing 3 to someone. If it kills one of your characters, it depends on whether that's going to be a good trade or not. And it only costs 1, so that's decent. The Force is Strong. Action. Exhaust this support and discard a blue card from your hand. Oh, I've got one of them. Oh, cool, so I've got 2 of them now. Natural Talent, with some nice Poe Dameron artwork. For 1 resource, resolve 1 of your dice, increasing its value by 1. And then Hit and Run. Ambush. Activate 1 of your red characters. Activate 1 of your red characters. Oh, so if they've been exhausted, you can... Wow, that's really good. Oh no, sorry, I'm ready. So by activating them, you use them. But it's free, and it means that you can do something with them straight away. So for a cost of 0, you could activate a character and then use their dice straight away. This is kind of giving you the effect that Jango Fett's character ability has. I think I've got one of those, and I've never really paid it much attention. But that's quite good. It's a hero card as well. If you look down at the bottom, the villain cards are black here and say villain. This one's a hero card, so you couldn't have this in a Django Fett build. So you couldn't replicate Django's ability with the other characters in the deck. Obviously, it does replicate that ability, but only for a hero deck. Next one. We have a yellow die. Don't want to reveal what it is just yet. Let's get the cards ready. Let's see what we've got. Padme Amidala. Another new character that I haven't had yet. Special ability, discard the top cards of an opponent's deck or spend 1 resource to discard the top 2 cards of an opponent's deck. So this is in the like the mill style builds, which are about getting your opponent to discard cards. That's a nice surprise. Hyperspace Jump. Ends the action phase. You may switch the battlefields with the battlefield that is not being used. So considering what it does, it's quite expensive, but under the right circumstances, it could be very powerful. So let's say your opponent has rolled fantastically and they've got a lot of really powerful dice faces on the board. If you've got the resources, you can mitigate a hell of a lot of damage or just get rid of a hell of a lot of good abilities that are staring you in the face. And then you've got the added benefit of if you lost the opening roll and it wasn't your battlefield that was chosen, you can then switch it out. So if it's really important that you have your battlefield in play no matter the cost for 3 resources, so for the cost is 3 resources, not no matter the cost, you can swap it out for yours. That's something I tried in an early game where I was... I've only got 1 thermal detonator, but it was like I wanted the Starship Graveyard that lets you regain upgrades, and when you use the thermal detonator special ability, you discard it. Using that battlefield was a way to reclaim it, and it was more important for me because I only had the 1 copy of the card, so I could only use it once. Having my battlefield's choice of Starship Graveyard, it let me get that card back and reuse it again and again. Noble Sacrifice. Defeat one of your blue characters to exhaust a character. So that's quite good. So let's say you've got a blue character that's nearly dead, and your opponent has got a character who they haven't used that turn yet. You can basically put your character out of the misery by killing them, and they don't get to use that character that was ready. And it's free as well, which is nice. Deflect with some awesome Luke artwork. So it's resource cost of 1. Spot a blue character to remove a die showing range damage and deal half of that damage rounded up to a character. That's pretty good. It's only a single die, so you're not talking huge numbers, but to prevent them from using it against you and turn it against them, that's pretty nice. Occupation. Play only if you control the battlefield. Force an opponent to lose all of their resources. So for 2 resources, which is potentially the most you're going to have at any one time, if you're constantly spending resources, you get 2 at the start of each round. So this will basically dry you up on resources, but it might be worth it if if your opponent has been stockpiling their resources. I think I've got one of those, so I've got 2 now at the very least. So what's that? So we've opened 8 packs so far. Got 9, 10, 11. Yep. Just make sure I haven't lost any. Let's see what we have next. I love it, I've got Luke. I absolutely love it. Who else is this? The Outpost. I have one of these already. Now I have 2, which is nice. And this is really good. So the special ability, resolve the battlefield ability as if you had just claimed it. So that's really nice. So basically, if you get 2 of these in play, you can use it, then use the other one, and then claim the battlefield. So you could essentially do the battlefield ability 3 times in a round, which would just be insane. So let's put you, move those. Let's put you there. So it's a bit out of shot, but just tough. I haven't got the room. It binds all things. Before you play a blue upgrade, you may exhaust this support to decrease its cost by 1. That's nice. I seem to struggle with certain upgrades and not having the resources to do it. I'm not very good at planning ahead. I try to, but usually with my luck, something will happen, and I'll need to spend resources to counter it. And then by the next turn, when I get me 2 resources at the start, I draw the card that's like 3, and I was like, oh well, I haven't got enough. If only I'd saved it. Jedi Temple, I haven't got one of these yet. Look at an opponent's hand and discard up to 2 events of your choice from it. It was decent, so that works well with Amidala on discarding cards. Squad Tactics. Activate any number of your non-unique characters. I've got one of them in here somewhere, so I've got 2 of those now. And another defensive stance, so I've got 3 of them now. But again, it's a nice card. I love the artwork. I like Qui-Gon. I think Qui-Gon's a cool character. As poor as the Phantom Menace has and the stigma attached to it, it had some good qualities. The character of Qui-Gon being one of them. Don't give the game away. Hide the die. What have we got? We've got... What is it? DH-17 Blaster Pistol. Another card I haven't got yet. So there's no special ability for it. It's just a pretty standard upgrade, but decent. I mean, for 1 resource, it's a good upgrade to have. Get an extra die on the board early in the game for nice and cheap if you draw it early. And you can always upgrade it if you've got better ones in the deck later on. I've put you there. You need to go there. Move these. Sorry for the slowdown. I'm just trying to keep things relatively neat as I go. So up to now, as far as the die cards go, it's only Balateeth that I've already got. I mean, I've got an outpost, but now I've got 2, so I'm not over on that at all. Echo Base, give a character 1 shield. Again, good one to have if you're running Qui-Gon. Sweep the area. Count the number of ready red characters you have. Reroll that many of an opponent's dice. And it's a villain card, so if you're playing 4 Stormtroopers, that'll be a decent one to play, especially if your opponent's gone first and they get some good rolls. If you've got 4 Stormtroopers who are ready, re-roll them. Thank you very much. Drudge work. Action. Exhaust this support and one of your characters to gain 1 resource. Not the best trade-off in the world. And occupation. Play only if you control the battlefield. So we've already had one of those. So I think I already had 2 of those, so I've got 4 now. Again, got some cards I can trade. Almost done now. We've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is Balateeth. So down to the last 3. Let's see what we get. Hide the die. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? Leia. Action. Remove this die to re-roll up to 2 of your dice. Decent. She's got 11 health as well, which is nice. Damage is okay. A 1, a 2, a 2 for a resource, a focus and a resource. Daring escape. Ambush. Reroll any number of an opponent's dice, then remove all of their dice showing blanks. Mos Eisley Spaceport. Claim, return one of your upgrades in play to your hand to gain 1 resource. Go for the kill. Resolve one of your dice showing range damage, treating this damage as unblockable. That's pretty good. Scramble. Spot a yellow character to reroll all of an opponent's dice, and it's free. That's nice. The penultimate pack. What have we got here then? Hired gun. Oh, it's a character. Cool. Right, I see. So the damage is good, but you got to pay for it. Okay. Oh, and it's a hero character as well. That's interesting. Kind of the non-unique yellow for the hero side. Resistance HQ. Action. Exhaust this support and discard a card from your hand to give a character 1 shield, then ready this support unless an opponent spends 1 resource. Okay, so they can prevent it, but it's going to cost them. Imperial Armory. I've already got one. Play an upgrade from your hand, decreasing its cost by 1. Every time I have played this battlefield card in my build, and I've claimed, I haven't even had any resources to play anything. Like I've always, like, all the cards I've had have cost 2, so it would have only cost 1 with that, and I had none, so it hasn't worked out for me yet. Unpredictable. Reroll a die. Nice and simple. And then disarm. Remove one of your dice showing damage to discard a weapon or equipment from play that costs equal to or less than the value of that die. So for a cost of 1, that can be a real pain in the ass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the final pack. What's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? It is... Yes! Darth Vader. Thank you. So 3 legend, 3 legendary. So, I'm ahead of the curve on Lord of Averages. After you activate this character, you may force an opponent to choose and discard a card from their hand. I hate this. I hate this ability. I think anyone who's going up against Darth Vader, they're going to try and take him down first. But that's a good dice. A good die, rather. 2 damage, 3 damage, 2 disrupt, 1 shield, 1 resource. So half of the faces, you're getting good value there for the roll of a die. And he's got 13 health. And all I need is a second one, so I can roll Elite Vader for 21 points. You're down there, so the 16 is to have him with 1 die, the 21 is to have him with 2, but you need the second die, so you need to get another one of these in a booster pack. Yeah, that's cool. So I've got Vader, Luke's lightsaber, and the Millennium Falcon. And we got Willpower. Move 1 damage from one of your exhausted characters to an opponent's exhausted character. Ignore shields. That's good for 1 point. Another Jedi Temple. Firepower. I've only got one of these. Resolve one of your red dice showing range damage, increasing its value by 1 or by 2 instead if you are resolving a vehicle die. And then a dodge, which I've already got. Remove all of an opponent's dice showing range damage. Again, nice and simple. So there's my 13 packs for Christmas. I'm pretty pleased with what I got there. So made up with Luke's lightsaber, the Millennium Falcon, and of course the bad man himself, Darth Vader. Yeah, so Hope you enjoyed this video. You probably didn't, because some random guy talking about cards. What the fuck? But regardless, a very Merry Christmas to you all, and a Happy New Year. And for now, I will say, tatty bye.